Hello everyone and happy Friday. So today we're going to do my personal update and then I'm going to do just a few Q&A. So as I've mentioned, I have been having some problems with my legs. So I had an MRI a couple of weeks ago, and this is actually not weight loss related, except for the fact that obviously being overweight has affected my osteoarthritis and my back pain. So basically my doctor said there's a lot going on with my spine. It is actually not the F5S1, which is kind of where a lot of people's problem spots are, but I have a lot of inflammation, and my discs are bulging. They're actually kind of sliding out from between my vertebrae. So it is very likely that the swelling and the fact that, those vertebrae are now kind of like this, since the discs are bulging out, that most likely that's what's causing the nerve to make my legs numb. Well, it's mostly my left leg, calf, and foot, and my right foot a little bit. So surgery is not really something that I'm going for right now, but we are going to see about going ahead with an epidural. Hopefully we can do one. It'll reduce the inflammation, and hopefully that will correct the issue with my feet. I could end up having as many as 6 a year. So we'll see where that goes. There are some things that are disheartening because I probably will have further back problems down the road, and a lot of my physical goals have to do with, taking big grand hikes and things like that. But, we don't know. It could be 5 years, it could be 25 years. So I'm not going to let it get to me too much right now. So we're just going to try and deal with some pain management and hopefully get it so that that nerve is relieved so that I can feel my feet again and move on from there. So as far as my weight right now, I told you previously I had gained a few pounds. I've lost 3 of those again, so I'm now at 177. I have 2 more pounds to get to where I was, and about 20 to 22 pounds overall to get to where I should be. So I've got a lot coming up over the next week and a half to 2 weeks, and look forward to telling you guys all about that. Hopefully we'll have some fun video from the Obesity Health Conference, which is coming up in Anaheim on the 5th and 6th of October. If you're coming, give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know you'll be there. I'll look for you. Looking really forward to it. It's a great event. There's so much information and some really great samples. So look forward to seeing everyone there. So now let's go ahead and, with that being out of the way, do some Q&A. So a lot of people are curious about what are the requirements in order to get bariatric surgery. So that's going to differ depending on the doctors you're working on and what your insurance requires. Overall, the big things are that they're looking for someone with a body mass index of 40% or more, or 40 or more, or of 35 with a comorbidity. Basically another weight-related issue like diabetes or high blood pressure, anxiety even. For me, the problems with my deterioration in my spine and shoulder were also considered comorbidities. So those are the main things they look for, is your body mass index and any comorbidities that you may have. Now, your insurance may require other things, obviously everyone's required to do a psychiatric evaluation, and that's just to make sure that you're prepared and in the right frame of mind. And, you know, it doesn't mean that you're going to be told, no, you can't have this. But if you aren't really being honest about what's coming forward, there may be some things that they'll help you to work on before actually getting the surgery. So those are the basics. Definitely talk to your own insurance companies. And when you have a chance to meet with a surgeon, you'll talk with them also. You know, they want you to stop smoking if you're a smoker. They may want you to lose a certain amount of weight, do a pre-diet. So those are all things that are possible as well. But again, that's up to your specific surgeon and your insurance groups. So as far as the next question was about what to expect after surgery, like immediately following surgery, talking about the pain and the recovery time, how long you're in the hospital, what to take to the hospital. So we're just going to cover all of that in one shoot. I think really as far as what to take to the hospital, in my opinion, take some chapstick, please. You get so dried out after surgery, and that can actually be a lifetime thing. Like, I should own stock now in lip balm and in moisturizers, because your entire body dries out. But after surgery, especially when you're not taking in liquids, like, your lips get so seriously chapped. So a good chapstick is a must. And also, I suggest taking a comfortable pillow with you or having one available in the car for whoever's going to take you home, because the ride can be a little bit of a jostle. So having a pillow that you can hold against your stomach, just to kind of keep it steady, can be very comforting, and that way you don't kind of get some extra shots of pain. Also, a little secret I learned before my surgery is most of the pain after surgery actually comes from the gas that they pump you up with. So talk to your surgeon beforehand. For me, I talked to the assistant anesthesiologist because I knew she was going to be in recovery with me to make sure that I woke up okay and everything. And I asked her to please talk to my nurse, and if they weren't overloaded, if there was any way that she could do some compressions on my stomach before I woke up in order to push out some of that gas, that I would really appreciate it. That would be great. And she actually did, and I had no pain. I had no gas pain. So if you can set that up, I'm like a big proponent of that, because it really helps to, get some of that gas out of you before you even wake up. That would be fabulous. That way, you don't deal with as much pain. Even if they don't get it all out, anything's going to help. That's also why it's important to walk as much as possible. Both, they'll get you up to walk in the hospital, and then when you get home, even if it's just walking back and forth across the floor, if you can get up and walk for 10 minutes out of every hour, that would be really great. It really helps to move things along as far as getting that gas out of you so that you can kind of get rid of the pain. Sorry about the lighting, like natural light, it's kind of hitting that dusk time, so we're going back and forth a little bit with the cloud coverage. So, and then once you're home, as far as what you can expect for recovery, there's going to be some pain. It differs for everyone. Like, obviously, there's the gas pain is the main thing. There sometimes can be some incision pain. A lot of people get really itchy on that main incision site. That is pretty normal. I would talk to your doctor before surgery on what they suggest as the best thing to use in case you get itching on your scar, because you don't really want to scratch the incision sites. So typically there's like a cream or something that they'll allow you to use, but you want to see what your doctor does. I mean, now that the surgeries are typically done laparoscopically, wow, I'm not doing good with my words today. Since you don't have to go through open surgery most of the time anymore, you don't have as much pain, but there can be a little bit of incision pain or itching. So just check with your doctor beforehand to see what you can use for that. And then, of course, there's the pain that comes with constipation, which is very common, especially if you're taking a painkiller after surgery. I really didn't take painkillers. I took like one the first 2 nights that I was home, just to relieve the pain enough to help me sleep. But that's all I took. I took 2 painkillers and that was it. But if you're taking the painkillers, if you have enough pain that you need that, it will also worsen the constipation. Again, speak with your doctor for what works. I don't do well with stool softeners. They make my stomach hurt really bad. I just took milk of magnesia because it's very gentle and it takes about 24 hours for it to really kick in, but it's gentle and it doesn't cause stomach pains. Staying hydrated and getting your protein in will also help with that. And you may want to go kind of easy on the milk products right at first. So hopefully those tips help you, but I will say that it's definitely all worth it, but especially those first few weeks, it can be challenging. The main thing is to stay hydrated and to walk as much as you're able to. So, and then someone had asked, like, what's something that I haven't mentioned about myself? Random facts time. So, one of my favorite random facts is that I ran away with the circus. My best friend Michelle and I actually got a camper from a friend, and we traveled with Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus. I sold souvenirs, and I was only there for a few weeks. But my friend actually stayed with both the circus and then the ice show for several years and traveled with them on the train. So that's one of my favorites. I mean, who can actually say I ran away with the circus? So there's my random fact. Thanks for that. So someone also had asked about what's been the biggest challenge for me as far as after the surgery, and that has definitely got to be the mental side of things. I've definitely had a lot of stuff come up during this past year, and you can't turn to a lot of the things you used to turn to, so trying to keep those good habits up and not fall back on, like using food as a way to kind of bury your emotions or not have to deal with them is definitely a challenge. Like, your body is definitely ahead of where your brain is during this journey. And, especially as someone with anxiety, it can be tough. I get anxiety a decent amount, but I have not had a panic attack in over 5 years, and I've had 2 in just over a week and a half. So, but, I'm doing okay overall. I'm still very happy with my decision to have the surgery, and, I'm getting there as far as taking life on without sabotaging myself. So, just don't be afraid to talk to people, go to a support group, reach out to a therapist, because that's the part that most of us really struggle with in one way or another, as we move down the line. You start with the challenges of adjusting to a new diet and getting in exercise and the physical sides of it at first, but the further along you get, the more it's really about the mental challenges, and that's definitely been the hardest part for me. But, I try to stay honest about it. I try to keep myself accountable with you all, and that really helps me a lot. So, Yeah, so that's been my biggest challenge. Um, and really, most of the other questions were kind of just repeats of that same kind of thing. So, um, if you have any other questions, let me know. We'll certainly do another Q&A later down the line and hopefully get a little more in-depth. But just a few this time. And thank you all so much for all of your support, for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and make sure you stop by. I'm here almost every Tuesday and Friday with a new topic, and with my personal updates. And I really appreciate your support and your questions and interactions. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all on Tuesday with a brand new topic. Bye-bye.